And it's a pleasure to welcome Bob Retz to the microphone and wish you, Bob, and your landmark Fortland bookstore, Wooden Nickel, happy 30th birthday.
Well, thank you, Julia, and I just want to say congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you, Phil and the Love. It is a Phil and the Love theme.
Yes.
Thank you. Again, that was another thing that's been in the works almost 30 years, so I never want to hurry.
Not quite 30.
But, no, it's fantastic. I would like to remind our listeners that we are asking you to, of course, call in your comments, your birthday wishes, and your just general feeling the love for Wooden Nickel, but also the question that we would pose to you is, do you remember your first or favorite purchase at Wooden Nickel? That's another interesting, and of course it probably was vinyl if it goes back far enough.
Depending on how far you go back, yes.
Or if it's a brand new one. In the meantime, I'd like to ask, okay, 30 years ago, let's say 31 years ago, and you're just sitting there, even younger than you are now, what were you thinking?
Well, let me go back to the beginning of how I got interested in music. When I was about 11 years old, I started listening to a Sunday night program called American Top 40. Casey Kasem ran it, and it was on the local Top 40 station. A lot of you might remember that. Matter of fact, they still play it, I believe, every once in a while on 70s on 7, I think, on XM radio or something. But anyway, it was a way for me to kind of get introduced a little bit to various types of music, and I paid a lot of attention to that and learned a lot, everything from reggae to disco to country, just the whole gamut of music. And then I did a thing called High School Highlights when I was in high school on a local radio station.
Okay.
And so I got a little bit of an idea what a DJ did. I didn't get paid in cash. What they did was they paid me in vinyl. So they would get promos in, like a box of 25, and they'd hand me one. Well, when I got in college, and then I started at a music store in the mall, and I'm from Madison, Wisconsin. It was at East Town Mall called Playback Records, and started working there. And by the time I got done with college, I had over 2,000 vinyl records.
Wow.
And I did, you name it, I had it, And so I was very well educated in music by that time because of the huge interest I had. And then I started a place called Slatewood Records on State Street in Madison, Wisconsin. They also happen to have an outlet here in Fort Wayne. And when I graduated from college, I was asked, because I was assistant manager in Madison, I was asked to come down and run Slatewood Records in Fort Wayne. I was engaged at the time, and my wife had just gotten a really good job in the medical field. It was a really tough year because she didn't really want me to come down here, and her family didn't, et cetera, et cetera. But I came down, and I ran that, and I fell in love with the store, and that was in 1980. And then Slatewood went away. The gentleman who owned it was an attorney in Chicago, and he wanted to get into, at that time, video, which was a new medium that they did video rental.
I wondered what happened to Slatewood Records, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Bill White was the owner at the time, and he wanted to get into video rental in Chicago and started a video chain there. So he got out of the music business. I was left high and dry, and this was in 1982, so that's 30 years ago. But I was already familiar with the Fort Wayne market. I had developed a bit of a clientele myself, and I thought when that was closed and sat there empty and there was a for lease sign, there could have been a shoe store or something else could have moved in there, And so I spent the summer trying to figure out what I should do, and I had applied at some other places, etc. But then I came up with the idea for Wooden Nickel, and a lot of it had to do with the two things. One was the token, the Wooden Nickel token, which we've been giving away every day now for 30 years, and they're still good. If you still got them from back then, they're still good today. But the other thing was I got the name Wooden Nickel from the band Styx. In Chicago, they had released a song called Lady back then. It was a 45 that I'd bought back in 1974. And I saw this Indian head on there, and it was on Wooden Nickel Records. By 1977, that label didn't exist anymore because they had moved on to A&M Records. So I went and checked and made sure that that wasn't a problem to say Wooden Nickel Records as far as a marquee. And lo and behold, I could do that. And so the name Wooden Nickel came actually from a Styx record. And then I tied in, through my marketing degree, I kind of tied in the wooden nickels, and the rest is history. And we had 9 competitors when I first opened, none of which are in Fort Wayne anymore. But we have survived with multiple stores, and we're still flourishing today.
Wow. We do want to re-invite our listeners to get involved in the conversation today, share in the love, maybe share your favorite memory of Wooden Nickel. The number, 260-452-1185. You can always call toll-free, of course, 1-800-471-9264. Email middaymatters@nipr.fm. Post on our Facebook wall or send us a tweet. About a million ways to get a hold of us today, and we do want you to. We have a caller on the line. Let's go to Jeff. Jeff, good afternoon. You're on Midday Matters. Jeff, are you there?
Oh, this is Justin. Not Jeff.
Oh, Justin, excuse me. We had a little mix-up there. Justin, welcome to the program.
Hello. You guys were talking about Wood Nickel. I'm actually an employee of Wood Nickel.
Yay! I know what Justin this is.
Uh-oh.
Julia does too, I'll bet.
Uh-oh.
Yes, he is one of my favorite employees. Well, you've got a lot of wonderful employees, that is for sure.
Yeah.
You're going to tell us your either personal favorite purchase or just tell us how great your boss is. What did you call for, Justin?
You can go on and on about that if you want,
I'm
Justin.
trying to get a raise here, so I better start with the first my boss here. But no, you guys are talking about first albums ever purchased, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, funny thing is, I'm a big heavy metal fan, but my actual first album I ever bought was Bob Marley,
Wow.
Burnin'.
Oh, good for you.
Wow.
So it's a little change of direction there, huh?
You're a man of many musical tastes, Justin. I like that about you.
Awesome, Justin.
So,
All right.
but yeah.
But Justin, we appreciate your call and thanks for sharing that memory with us. That is quite a turn.
Yes, quite a turn.
And Justin's one of the top musicians in the city. He's in 4 bands.
Yes, he is.
Last week, he made the finals of Battle of the Bands with his band Valhalla.
Well done, Justin.
Yes, and I'm really proud of him. And a Cougar Hunter, which I'm sure a lot of your listeners
That's
have probably
got to be
heard
my
of.
personal favorite.
Yeah.
Yes, just for all that spandex and leopard and hairspray all in the same.
Yeah, so he does a great job. He's a fantastic guitarist.
Right. Justin, lots of high praise here on the air.
Are you feeling the love,
Yes,
Justin?
that's right.
I am. I know. I'm going to go cry how excited I am later. So. But I appreciate it. Yeah, I just wanted to call in and give my 2 cents in there. So I appreciate your time,
Thank
guys.
you. No, give your wooden nickel, Justin.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting that raise tomorrow.
Now back to work.
Oh, yeah, okay. See you guys later.
Justin, thanks very much for your call. We do appreciate it. Of course, if our other listeners want to get involved, share your memories, 260-452-1185.
I have to throw in my pitch. I do believe that my first purchase, and also it isn't maybe nostalgia or anything else, but I always throw my wooden nickels in a big jar, so I know that I have my original wooden nickels from the 80s, which is kind of cute, and that gets more interest than probably the regular bank does for a regular account these days. But I purchased a Captain Beefheart record, and I can't remember if it was a special order for me or not, but I was collecting him at the time, and that was wonderful. Of course, it was vinyl. I've got to say, too, go on record to say that my recent personal favorite was on
National Record Store Day recently, yes.
And I do like to comb the world and folk and local, and so I found a David Toderon CD that I had not had.
Okay.
And then I found one of the UNESCO World Collections, and I do like that from a folktale show, and I was able to get an Aboriginal Australian piece. So you really can get everything out of wooden
Yes,
nickel.
we have diversity. Julia's proof of that.
Well, it's about time for a break here, Julia, so we'll continue the conversation when we get back. And we do want to hear from you. Let's get some callers on the line over this break, 260-452-1185. Share your memories of wooden nickel. Stay with us. This is Midday Matters. About 1:45 You're listening to Midday Matters, the art-centric edition of our program here on WBOI. Great to have you along this morning, and I'm excited to be riding shotgun with Julia Meek during this hour. Thanks for having me on, Julia.
Indeed. Are you feeling the love?
I'm feeling lots of love this hour.
Love too.
We were talking earlier on with Terry Ratliff. Now it's Bob Retz from Wooden Nickel Records, and we're inviting you to share your first purchase or perhaps your favorite memory of wooden nickel. So give us a call, 260-452-1185 or 1-800-471-9264. Julia, of course, you can always post on our Facebook wall or send us a tweet as well. That's at Midday Matters. Share your memories with us today. And we do have a caller on the line, Julia.
We have a caller, and it is none other than G Money.
Hey, Gary.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey, great, man. What's going on?
No, I just wanted to, send you a personal congratulations to all your success in the music business, as far as, CDs, albums.
Thanks, Gary.
I even remember cassettes,
That's
and
right.
Of course,
you go back far enough, you remember.
Employee, so,
Yep.
And,
yep.
like I say, that's actually how I got my name, G Money, which my name is Gary.
That's correct.
So,
did Michael Patterson give you that name when he worked at Wooden Nickel?
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah,
that's
because
right.
Actually, he helped me out. He actually gave me a job when I was laid off in like the fall of '91, I believe it was.
Boy, it goes. Oh, that's further back than I thought.
Yeah. So
everybody's telling their age.
Time flies.
And I just wanted to send out my congratulations and much continued success and everything you do to keep the local music scene going. And I know you. I have yet to get a CD in your store yet, but that will be coming. Okay?
All right, awesome. I can't wait, Gary. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I like the fact that it seems like probably half the musicians of Fort Wayne have worked for us at one time or another, right?
And the other half will.
yeah, they're on the way. But I appreciate everything you've done for me too, Gary.
Okay, thank you. Continued success.
Thank you.
Gary,
all right.
Gary, thanks for your call. Have a very nice day. Of course, we've got about 10 minutes left in the program. We'll invite all of our listeners to be with us today, 260-452-1185. We want to hear your favorite memory of Wooden Nickel Records. Looks like we have another caller on the line. Let's get to Ellen. Ellen, good afternoon. You're on Midday Matters.
Hello.
Hi there.
Ellen.
You're on the program.
Hi, I was just calling because I moved to Fort Wayne in 1989, and one of my favorite, I just loved Wooden Nickel. I actually remember one of the times we did it, standing there, and she, the woman, it was my turn, and she said, I think it was Les Mis at the embassy, if that makes any sense.
That could
I don't even know if that would have been true. And she said, I have front row. Do you want front row? And I absolutely panicked because when do you get front row? I was, oh, really? Okay, I'll take them. And she said, I need to know now. And so it was just one of those thrill of the moment things with everybody around you, and I just miss that. That was a cool perk.
And that's one of the things that's still kind of cool about actual brick and mortar stores is I remember the lines, talking to people for many, many years in line that would get tickets and they'd all like the same band or the same show or whatever. It was great talking to those folks and finding out about it and exploring it and stuff.
Great for them too.
Yeah, because they all have that in common. And so they'd stand there and talk and then, oh yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like this song or that song. And, music stores are still like that today. You can still come in and talk to us or other people because that's all we talk all day is music. So, but it's the camaraderie that you don't get on the internet that's so impersonal that I think is kind of sad today that unfortunately a lot of folks don't get out and get that experience, and that's one thing that's been tough for us the last few years. So just had to share that because I just remember that so much as our new time or when we were new at Fort Wayne. That was a big deal. So well, thanks, Ellen.
I don't know when that ended, but I just remember it. I can't remember, but I just remember being kind of bummed that I had to just do it at home.
Yeah.
But
well,
thanks.
Ellen, thanks very much for your call. Have a great day. And I'll extend the invitation one more time here, Julia. We want to hear everybody's Wooden Nickel memories, and we only have about 8 minutes to hear them. So get on the line right now, 260-452-1185.
And I'll jump in before we are bombarded again, and that's a beautiful thing, feeling that kind of love. What is new? You got a fun little pile of vinyl, I see, as well as CDs.
I thought I'd mention it because a lot of people will say, well, what's going on today? We've been around forever. But one of the things that I'm personally really into is local bands and what's going on here in Fort Wayne. And I did bring some things. I know it's hard to see on the radio, but we've got Norm here. He's videotaping for tomorrow. But I wanted to just show you a couple things. Lee Miles and the Illegitimate Sons has just released a brand new album called American Music.
Fantastic
that's on vinyl.
album, by the way,
kidding.
yes.
LP and CD, and we carry that at the stores, of course. Left Lane Cruisers just released another album. I believe this is their fourth LP, actual vinyl piece.
And good for them.
Yes, with James Legg. And a couple other ones. Justin had called earlier. Valhalla just came out with an EP, and they were in the finals of the Battle of Bands. And one that is near and dear to my heart that I've just become a huge fan in the last couple of months is Fair Fiola. This is a recent CD that they've done. They won Battle of the Bands last Thursday night. They won the van. They won $16,000 total prizes. And this is a fantastic CD. Have you had them in yet, Julia?
I haven't. We had Justin's other group, and then we've had we've had Left Lane Cruiser, and we've had Illegitimate Sons. I have yet. In fact, probably from some of your featuring, I heard about this group, and I can't wait to get them in. So I will say that publicly now.
and one thing, this is really, as of like today, I'm working with Sebastian, the lead singer. They're going to do a celebration party at Wooden Nickel. I think we're going to do it next Saturday. I don't have a time yet. I'll have it, of course, up on Facebook and so forth for people to see. But they're going to come and do a celebration, and we're going to have cookies and coffee, and they're going to play about an hour set for all ages.
Is your wife making the cookies?
Yes, she is.
Then there's another. Speaking of feeling the love, and your wife is so supportive in so many ways, but when she pours out the dozens and dozens of wonderful cookies, we all do feel the love.
The cookies will be there, yeah. They have just exploded. I mean, now I think the Brass Rail and Columbia Street West is going to have them back. We're going to have them in, and I hope they come in and see you. As a matter of fact, I'll mention that to them.
Well, I look to you to not strong-arm them because it won't be necessary, but to perhaps expedite that happening.
I will work on that.
And it's safe to say you are always keeping fresh because all of the music that comes in and out of your ship, it seems to exponentially increase if that is possible.
Yes. I just, an hour before I came in today, I had a band out of Nashville that said they had heard so many good things about Wooden Nickel that they wanted to send some promotional CDs, and they said they're going to do a fall tour, and they said, when we get here, we want them in your stores. We want to come in and play in your store. I'm getting those kind of calls a lot, and that makes me feel really good because that's not just Fort Wayne, but I'm talking national or regional bands too, and that helps us expand our reach a little bit.
It does, and also brings. It just is a never-ending. The hits do just keep coming.
Oh yeah.
Here on our local music scene, and that includes passing through of all kinds of musicians.
Yes.
And also, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank you on your 30th birthday year for all that you do. That is, of course, indirectly related to Wooden Nickel and to music, just in the Fort Wayne scene.
I love it.
Because if there is anything music happening, Bob Retz is there and taking pictures and supporting the C2G freak. I mean.
I've got your live show coming up. I'm probably going to be taking pictures for that.
I can't wait, and thank you for mentioning that. Well, we do. First things first, we have a live Meet the Music on the 16th. Okay. That's a Thursday. That's a week from yesterday at C2G Music Hall. Thank you, and you better be there.
Yes, well, that's my plan.
But then we have a show. We have the dessert stage at the Taste of the Arts.
Okay.
Which is a phenomenal happening on the 25th of Saturday. Yes. And the hits do just keep coming.
Yeah, I guess.
Our Left Lane Cruiser is going to be end act on that Saturday evening. We'll have Elkie Summers before that. We'll have the Distractions before that. We'll have Sonny Taylor and Chad Elvington and Augustus Berry before that. So that's the dessert.
That's a long evening. Awesome.
We have just about 3 minutes left in the program here. Just enough time for one or two more people to share their Wooden Nickel memories. So do give us a call if you get a chance. It's 260-452-1185 or 1-800-471-9264.
And you can't look into the crystal ball for the whole next 30 years of things, or maybe you can, but I'm not going to ask you to speculate or share on that. But what do you foresee in the future for you and Wooden Nickel and all of the music that you really do share?
Well, I've been debating with my wife on whether I'm going to be around doing this another 20, 30 years. But I would say as far as the music business right now, the hot thing is vinyl coming back.
Indeed.
I wish I had a crystal ball and I could predict where vinyl's going to be in 10 years. There's some people are saying, oh, it's just a fad. And then other people say, nope, that's the way I'm going to listen to my music. And I hope it continues to grow. It's grown for 4 straight years. Now, we talked a lot about that on Record Store Day, of course. But Record Store Day gets bigger and bigger every year, and vinyl is becoming a bigger part of our business. What the record companies are doing that's really nice, that's helping us out, is we now have these $5 CD bins that we started last fall. And I started with like 200 titles, and now we're up to 1,200 titles. Wow. And what they're doing is they're taking a lot of the old vintage artists, like let's say Ry Cooder or Taj Mahal, a lot of sort of known people, but their albums aren't really selling that well on CD anymore, and they've dropped the price down to an affordable price for the public of $5. We keep adding more and more bins, and people are really responding to that because they love that price point. The key thing about that, I think, and this kind of answers your question, I hope, a little bit, when you download a CD, it's $6.99, $7.99, $9.99 for a full length. At $5, You get the hard copy, keep it for the rest of your life. You don't have to ever download it. You can use it for whatever you want in your car or on your computer. Make an MP3 file, put it on your iPod or whatever.
Well, Bob, I have to ask you before we have to go here. I think probably all of our listeners are hip enough to have a vinyl collection. Maybe not 2,000, maybe not 2,000 hanging out in the basement, but for this is a digital age too. I'm curious, why do you think vinyl's coming back?
Well, I've heard a lot of different explanations. I've heard some people say it's a backlash from MP3s because of the, MP3s are a suppressed file, and we've all heard those stories about when you listen to those on headphones, you're not really getting a true stereophonic experience that really gets to you. And vinyl gives you that warm, rich feeling. But the problem is young people, a lot of times, they don't take the time to sit back and really enjoy the music. It's more or less, I hate to say it, almost background to something else that's going on. And that's not really the enjoyment of the music. And vinyl makes you sit down and really pay attention to the music. And I think that's what's important.
Well, I imagine everybody will be out celebrating right in front of their record players this weekend. Well, we've reached the end of the program here, but Bob Retz and Julia Meek, this was wonderful. I loved riding shotgun with you this week.
Feeling the love.
Thank you, Julia. Thank you, Sean.
We're feeling the love. Thanks so much to all of our listeners for calling in and commenting. Thanks for listening today. I'm Sean Beater, and this is Northeast Indiana Public Radio, broadcasting from the Madge Rothschild Studios at 89.1 HD Channel 1. This is WBOI Fort Wayne and WBKE North Manchester, a service of Manchester University. We're coming up on 1 o'clock. Have a great day.